Yes guys, and welcome back guys to another video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's first game against Real Sociedad guys in the Europa League 22-23 series guys. We're playing on Thursday nights. It's annoying to be in the Europa League, and obviously we've got off to a bit of a bad start. We lost 1-0 to Real Sociedad, not the way we wanted to start off the Europa League season off in match day 1. Obviously Sociedad got gifted this win by the referee and also by VAR as well. But yes guys, this is going to be a new series guys on the channel guys. Europa League's back, Thursday nights are back, not where we want to be, but at the end of the day it's another chance to get to Champions League, and hopefully we can win this bloody goddamn thing. We should have won it with Ollie, we didn't. This is a clean slate. I think we can win this trophy for sure. Anyway guys, let's get straight into today's video. So talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Dalot, Maguire, Lindelof, Malacia, Casemiro, Ericsson, Anthony, Fred, Elanga and Ronaldo. Get into the overall reaction now. Man United scum to Real Sociedad. Controversial penalty gives Sociedad win at Man United. It was never a penalty. VAR is corrupt. It would have got overturned in the Premier League. Not good enough. Wasn't easy due to difficult circumstances. We don't look like we were going to score. It should have been a draw. We were very slow and subdued, very lacklustre, no energy, no intensity and no tempo, lacked in creativity. Not many players didn't play well. It's disappointing, annoying and frustrating. It's embarrassing, it's awful. Erik Ten Hag rotated the squad to give players minutes. We couldn't transition from midfield to attack. Loads of players looked rusty. I thought we controlled the game. The final third or the final pass was not good enough. We looked clueless going forward, kept giving away the ball too easily. The substitutions didn't work. We need a wake-up call. The players and the manager need to take responsibility for this. We will still qualify. First half was shit. Second half was not good enough. Overall, it was an awful performance. Anyway guys, let's get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? I think straight down, I think it was an awful performance all round. I don't think it was the greatest game. I don't think it was United's best game that we've played this season. Because we're a work in progress under Erik Ten Hag, we are going to lose games, and we are going to lose sort of games like this. This was a game that it should have been a draw. We got robbed by VAR. VAR, to its best, gave Real Sociedad the win here, which should have been at best a draw. Rival fans will say, oh yeah, you lost, get over it. We have to take it on the chin. We weren't good enough, but at the end of the day, you look at that VAR decision, absolutely embarrassing. It's just not good enough by VAR. But at best, it shouldn't have been a draw. We should have took a point from that. Real Sociedad did not do anything to work hard to win that game. Just shows it by the result, to be honest. And I thought to myself, whoever gets the first goal, we're going to find it difficult to get back into the game, and it showed in the second half as well. I think overall it was awful performance, wasn't good enough from the players. It wasn't the greatest game. Obviously we heard the news of what happened back in the UK with the Queen passing as well. May her rest in peace. We didn't play so well. It gave players a chance to get some minutes. I think you would have saw players that would have been rusty in a game like this that have not played yet this season. Also, that could be another reason why we lost the game. I'm not going to put down that's one of the reasons. There's reasons for why we lost this game for sure. I think it's on the players and also Ten Hag as well for these decisions as well. It's disappointing, annoying, frustrating. It's not the start that we want. We've still got 5 games to overturn it. I do think we will still qualify. This is probably an easy group. We should be going through in a group like this as well, with Sociedad, Sheriff and that other team as well that we've got that I can't really think of. But yeah, loads of players just didn't play well, didn't turn up, very slow and subdued, very lacklustre, just no intensity, no energy, no tempo. But we didn't look like we were going to score, and you look at the team sheet, wasn't the right tactics for me. I think many of fans would have saw that as well, but yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Wasn't good enough, but it was never a penalty. And we have to live with it, we have to move on, and we just have to bounce back from it. And we just need to see a reaction from the players. In the second game against Sheriff, going away from home, obviously less pressure now, going away from home to get a result there. So all pressure's onto Sheriff to get a result, and we obviously want to ruin it. We want to definitely win the game against Sheriff. It won't be easy, but we'll go to Sheriff and try and give it our best, and hopefully we'll come out with a win. But getting into the game now, for the first half, it kicked off. You know what, United didn't look too bad. I don't think we were that great in the first half though. I think it wasn't really that great, to be honest, in my eyes. I think we had a few half chances. I thought we had chances, to bury. We should have been at least 1 or 2. We should have been at least 1 or 2 nil up. Maybe if we had Bruno and Eriksen together playing. And obviously, the reason why that first half was so bad was because Fred was a disaster. I felt sorry for him as well, to be honest, because he's playing a cam position, in a position that he's never played in before, and it's definitely a tactic that definitely did not work in this first half for sure, because he broke the player down. He kept making bad passes, bad decision making, bad selections. It was just shooting, and he didn't create anything in that role whatsoever. So that's what went wrong in that first half, and it was because of Fred playing in that cam position. I think if Bruno would have played in that position, I think with the link up with him and Eriksen, definitely we would have been 1 or 2 nil up in the first half for sure. And then obviously, in the first half we had a few fair few chances, half chances. Ronaldo scored from an offside position, but at the same time we're not clueless. Sometimes we lack the quality, sometimes we lack the final pass. Just things were not coming together, and it was just getting a bit frustrating as the game had gone on. So it was very frustrating to watch in that first half for sure. And then I think in the second half, to be honest, again we look so just no energy, no intensity, no tempo about us. Very, very slow, very subdued. I thought we were very slow and subdued in the first half. We just couldn't find that intensity, that tempo, that rhythm, that momentum. And I think that's when we sort of, when there was a lack of creativity in front of goal, even the fans were not really up for it as well. The fans didn't really get behind the team. I think it makes a difference when the fans get right behind the team, and we just didn't see that in this game. It seemed like the fans were not enjoying it either, but at least the fans could have got right behind the players to gear them up a bit as well. So we just, just things did not click and things were not right in this game as well. And then obviously in the second half, Ten Hag made these changes. He made a few changes, I think, subbing off the low, bringing on Martinez, and then I think he also brought on, who else did he bring on in the second half? And then he also brought on Bruno and took Eriksen off. So I think in the second half it killed it when Eriksen went off, because we missed him in the second half. We couldn't transition from midfield to attack, and because we rely so much on Eriksen now as well, and because Eriksen's come into the team, this is where we have all that trust in Eriksen nowadays as well. Because we've got Christian Eriksen in the team, I think the players around him rely on him to show that quality, and to show that quality of that pass, to get it to Bruno, or to get that to Anthony or Sancho or Elanga. So to make these long balls as well, and I just think we missed that in the second half. With that substitution of Eriksen coming off, it killed it. There was just no creativity. There was nothing, and I think too much rotation, too much going on. And I think and obviously he was going to give Eriksen one half, and Bruno was going to come on for the second half as well. So he had to balance it out, but it didn't pay off. And I think we are going to lose games like this. Ten Hag needs to learn from this game as well, and but not only just this one though. He has to definitely take this one on the chin himself. And I think in the first half we couldn't create anything whatsoever. Second half we just lost the ability to play the ball to Bruno because we took off Eriksen, and Fred can't do it unfortunately in that role. So that's why the game was lost, and that's why we just couldn't get back into the game, and we just found it difficult. And as soon as they got the penalty, which they didn't really deserve, wasn't a penalty, they were going to go on and win the game, and we were going to definitely find it difficult because we couldn't it didn't look like we were going to score, and that's how it all panned out at the end of the day. Overall, it wasn't the performance we got out of the players, not the start we wanted in the first game in the group stage. It should have been at least a draw at best. There was not much in it from the start to finish. It was a tough one to take because pretty much the referee gave Real Sociedad the win. Yeah, he did. Unfairly, he gave Real Sociedad the win. It wasn't a penalty, never a penalty in a million years. If it was the Premier League, it would have definitely got overturned. It was definitely a penalty that they didn't deserve. Came off his leg and then went onto his arm. Definitely VAR is corrupt for that as well. Very disappointing and annoying for that to happen. And obviously, they got gifted the win. They got gifted the 3 points, which they didn't deserve. At best, it should have been a draw at home, and very disappointing to walk away with nothing. At the end of the day, I don't think Sociedad did anything anyway to win that game, because I don't think they were better than us. I just think they were a bit more brave in the second half. They took a few more risks. They created better chances, but they didn't really do anything to really go and deserve the win. They got lucky on a VAR decision that should never have been a penalty. It happened. They scored from it. It's not good enough, and no consistency. You saw it against West Ham. You saw it against Newcastle. Just no consistency with VAR. It's baffling why the referee didn't go over to his monitor as well. I've got nothing to say anything about it myself, but we have to take it on the chin. Ten Hag has to learn from this as well himself. The tactics were wrong in this game as well. Substitutions were not necessary as well. At the end of the day, we have to learn from it. We all live and learn, but we have to win the next game now against Sheriff, and we have to as well. There's a controversial penalty given to Real Sociedad. We've been robbed from VAR, which pretty much handed them the win, and recently VAR has made some baffling decisions over the last week. Where's the consistency? I mean, at the end of the day, VAR's had a stinker. It's corrupt. You can clearly see that from this decision call as well. Like I just said then, West Ham had a decision that didn't go their way. That was baffling in the Premier League as well. Also, the Newcastle one as well, and also this game as well. So I think at the end of the day, VAR's not been at its best. They're having to investigate these VAR calls, and then these sort of saying, yeah, we got it wrong. But at the end of the day, where is the consistency in VAR? No one's a fan of VAR, and now they're getting calls wrong. If you can't get your calls right, you're calling for where's the consistency. There's no consistency with VAR. The handball rule is clear in the rule book, and definitely got this one wrong. Definitely should have been overturned. It's never a penalty in the Premier League. And Real Sociedad pretty much just got handed a win from VAR, and also got handed it from the referee as well, which is disappointing, annoying, frustrating as Man United fans, because at best it was a draw. They didn't deserve this win. They didn't really do anything to get into the game or anything. Few attacks, didn't really do much really, and at best it was a 0-0 draw, which would have been fair for both teams, and they've took the 3 points, which they didn't really deserve, celebrating it like as if they've won the Champions League. You're calling for consistency, but where is it at the end of the day? Who is my man of the match? You know what, not many players didn't have a great game in this one. I thought De Gea, I thought he was unfazed, wasn't really tested as much. At the end of the day, I don't think he was our standout player. I thought Delors had a good game. He was effective, he got forward. I wouldn't say not just enough, but I don't think he was our standout player. Like I said, not many players didn't have a great game. Maguire wasn't too bad, don't think. Lindelof had an alright game. Malacio, I thought it was not too bad. Casemiro had a really good game. I thought Fred was not great. Eriksen had a good game but got taken off after 45 minutes. I thought Anthony was alright. Came off after like 60 odd minutes. Ilanga was frustrating to watch. Ronaldo got in around the areas as well. I think to put a name on this one, I think it would have to be Casemiro. I thought he shielded the back four really well. To be honest, I thought with Casemiro playing, I thought we would have saw a different sort of intensity about us in this game, and we just didn't get to see it unfortunately in this game. It is what it is. Hopefully we can learn from it and move on. How do we beat Sheriff? Now obviously coming into this game against Sheriff, I think we've seen it for the past year. This sort of team, Sheriff, they like the upset. I think they've sort of seen this draw against Man United and thought we might fancy this game against Man United. I don't know too much about Sheriff from Moldova. I know they're at the top of their league. I think they won the league last season as well. I think this is a team that we're going to find that players are collective, the players are team. They like to cause that upset as well. They're going to have their home fans there. There's going to be a lot of support for them with them being at home. I think there's a lot of pressure on them to win this game. I think for Man United, we have to go into this game with the right mentality, the right mindset. We've got to win this game, and we've got to get the 3 points as well after being robbed last Thursday as well. I think this game's a must win. I think Sheriff, I think they're a good team. I think they're well organised. They're a collective, they don't play as individuals, they play as a team. Their goalkeeper had a really good game against Real Madrid a year ago as well. But I think they're well coached, for sure, they're well drilled. Defensively, they keep it tight and compact as well. They're not afraid of the opponent as well, and they'll give it everything that they've got. The mentality there for them is give it absolutely everything that you've got. They'll definitely try to exploit our weaknesses, for sure, and they'll try and go and expose them, for sure. But I think for Erik ten Hag, I think we do expect changes again, whether if it's going to be the same team as from last week or if we're going to see more changes to this team as well. At the end of the day, against Sheriff, I think we should be expecting a good game against them. I think it will be tough, it will be difficult, but I think when they feel a Premier League team come on top of them, I think what we've got to do is just make sure we work hard, even harder than them. We have to be able to do our basics in a game like this against Sheriff. They're a good side. I think we don't want to respect them as too much, give them that respect after the game, and I think this is a game that they've got off to a good start. You know, they won their last game against that Cyprus team. They were always going to win that game, but obviously there's pressure on us to really win this game as well, so we have to win this game. But they know that we're going there to obviously win the game. They've obviously got the home fans and they're going to try their best to obviously get the best result that they can do as well. We have to be able to turn up to this game. We have to be able to say, right, this is another game to put it right. You know, this is another game where we have to get the 3 points and the win here. There's no excuses in this game as well, so we have to give it everything that we've got in this game. But in a game like this, I think it's all about, we have to show that we have to be ruthless. We have to be so relentless. We just have to be aggressive. Bring that energy, bring that intensity, that tempo to them. And I think when they feel that, I think they'll sort of see that physicality of it as well. And I think they'll sort of get tired out in the second half as well. And I think the more we just pile that pressure onto them, and I think the more they feel that pressure, I think they'll just find it a little bit too much in the end, and I think they will sort of start to tire out. And I think as they tire out, United will sort of try to figure them out, and I think we'll be able to exploit their weaknesses, and hopefully we can expose them, make the runs in from behind. And I think this is a team that we can definitely get back on track with. They're a good team, but I think we just have to be able to turn up to this game and just give them a good game. Don't give them too much respect, and go into this game high spirits. You know, obviously might be low in confidence after the last game, but I think we have to be able to go into this game with some sort of pick up some sort of momentum and some sort of confidence as well. So, but yeah, in a game like this, we have to get the basics right. We need to be aggressive. We need to be ruthless. Play with energy, high intensity, high tempo. Create the chances. Take our chances. You know, it's all about game management and decision making as well. We have to be tight. Get close. We've got to close them down. Don't let them get the shot off. Sustain attacks. You know, do the basics, win your 50-50s, win your second balls, win your duels, put them on the back foot, you know, keep possession as well. Fullbacks have got to be effective, force them to make mistakes, you know, put them under pressure, be organised, watch out for the set pieces maybe set pieces could come into in a game like this as well. Don't let their wingers cut back inside, don't afford to make mistakes, don't let them back in the game, defensively frustrate them. Make the runs in from behind and don't get pulled out of position, and be explosive as well. Getting to the stats, stand possession for Man United, it was 55.1%, and for Real Sociedad it was 44.9%. Goals for Man United it was 0, and for Sociedad it was 1. Total shots for Man United it was 15, and for Sociedad it was 7. Shots on target for Man United it was 3, and for Sociedad it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United it was bang on 20%, and for Sociedad it was 42.9%. Shots inside the box for Man United it was 7, and for Real Sociedad it was 6. Shots outside the box for Man United it was 8, and for Sociedad it was 1. Total passes for Man United it was 498 passes, and for Real Sociedad it was 407 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United it was 84.1%, and for Sociedad it was 77.9%. Getting into the substitutions now, Eriksen went off for Fernandes. Talk about Christian's performance, by far way United's best player for the first half. Rememberable openings withdrawn at the interval. Delo went off for Martinez. Talk about Diogo's performance, left a lot of space in the area that Sociedad never properly exploited. Substituted at half-time in what must have been a pre-planned move. Anthony went off for Sancho. Talk about Anthony's performance. Called an effort on target and had some competing movements. but at times it wasn't easy to forget he was still on the pitch. Ilanga went off as a Garnacho. Talk about Anthony's performance, embarked on some energetic burst into the first half, but overall another toothless performance in attack. Alasia went off for McNeil. Talk about Tyrell's performance, energetic throughout without having a genuine impact down the left behind Anthony Ilanga. Next up we've got Sheriff. Sheriff are first in the group stage, and in a game like this against Sheriff, it's not going to be easy. I think a game like this against Sheriff, it's a game that we have to win this game. It's a must win. We have to get the 3 points here. Obviously the pressure's onto Sheriff to win this game. We have to sort of get off the mark here against Sheriff. I think in a game like this, Ten Hag's going to want to see a reaction from the players. He's going to want to see an improved performance. He's going to want a win here as well. I think going away to Moldova, I think it's sort of a game that we need. I think in a game like this, it'll be nice to get our confidence back going into the weekend against Leeds United. A game like this against Sheriff, we just want to get back to winning ways. And I think in a game like this against Sheriff, we have to be well prepared. We have to be ready mentally, physically. We have to go in the right mindset, the right mentality. We have to win this game without a doubt. Pressure on us to win this game. We should have won the game we should have drew to Sociedad, which should have been a fair draw, which got robbed in the second half. So I think in a game like this, against Sheriff, I think we've got to be ready for. I think the message for them is going to be do your basics, keep it tight and compact, stay in the game as long as you can. But I think in a game like this for Man United, we've got to go into this game, we've got to be relentless, we have to be ruthless, we have to be aggressive. We have to show that courage, that conviction. We have to show that intent all about us as well. We have to show that we want it more than them as well. We have to be able to turn up to a game like this as well. It won't be easy against Sheriff, but I think Sheriff, they like to cause that upset. Will they do it against Man United? I don't think so. And I think with United, I do think we'll be able to really break them down and really exploit them and really expose their weaknesses. I think what they're going to try and do is defensively, I think they're going to try get us on the counter. I think they're going to try keep it tight and compact at the back. Try and frustrate us defensively. I think it's all about for United to step it up. When we saw it against Southampton and also Leicester, where they tried to play us off the park, tried to play on the counter, stay narrow, it didn't work. In a game like this against United, against Sheriff, I do see this game planning out like that as well. I do think they'll play with a low block. The more we keep putting them under pressure and the more that show that we want it more than them, I think they'll sort of start to panic. The more we put them under pressure, I think they'll sort of run out of steam, and I think they will not have that energy towards the end of the game. And I think for us, we have to be able to sustain those attacks. We have to be aggressive, we have to be ruthless, we have to be relentless, we have to be aggressive in every move that we do, but we have to be able to get the basics right, be able to work harder more than them. We have to be able to run more than them as well. We have to make up for this game. We have to win. We have to get the 3 points. And let's get back on track here against Sheriff. Let's get back to winning ways. We need it for the confidence. We need it for a big game on a weekend as well. And the players will be fired up for this game, I'm sure, against Sheriff. I'm looking forward to this game for sure. These lot have got the best defence in their league as well, in the Super League as well, at the top of their league as well, Moldova. Looking forward to this game. I think we can give them a game for sure. We just have to be able to be up for this. I think in a game like this, we need to get that first crucial goal, and if we can get that first crucial goal, I think we can be able to control and dominate the game against them. Like I just said before, we need to go play with that courage, that intent and that conviction, and that we have to turn up to a game like this. We have to turn up, we have to win this game, we have to get the 3 points here. These players will want it more as well, for sure. Sheriff are scoring 3 goals per game, and Sheriff are conceding 0.0 goals per game. Sheriff have the best defence in the Super League as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.